read the Bible. Are you okay?
You didn't tell me I was reading. You said I was standby.
I said you're reading. You're reading. Hey, Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Can y'all hear and see me? Type of Y or give me something if you can hear and see me. All right, all praises. Most High in Christ bless. I'm Officer Ray Well with IUIC Raleigh. Got my son Aiden reading today. I think he half asleep. He was like, am I reading? Yeah, he reading. Hey, so all praises to the Most High. Hey, school's out. You about to put in this brick. Today, we'll be dealing with who or what is Haji Firuz. And I may be saying it wrong. It's a Iranian name. Those are your ancient Persians. Haji Firuz. Who or what is Haji Firuz? And we're going to talk about the Indian Ocean slave trade. And this is history. This is world history that has been well hidden from black folks. You will not learn this in school. You're only going to learn this from the prophets of God. We were enslaved by all nations, and all nations kept record of it, but they hid it from the eyes of anyone in the Americas. And of course, we're in servitude across the world. We would not be learning hidden history. So real quick, go to just give me John 8:32, and then we're gonna go to Daniel 9. John chapter 8 verse 32.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32.
Come on. John 8:32.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So you're gonna know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We don't learn this for nothing. When you learn the truth, you'll be set free. When you learn the truth, you'll be set free. God's laws are the truth. And your history is the truth too. Let's go to Daniel chapter 9. And start at verse, I think we just start at verse 1.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 1. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I Daniel understood by books the number of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem.
So 70 years. And this is during the time of Darius of the Medes. Now you know there's a Medo-Persian Empire. That's going to be kind of the subject. Now we served the Medes in the past. It goes Babylon, then the Medo-Persian Empire, meaning the Medes were first, Darius the Medes, and then we have the Persians that came through. Well, the most famous of which there is a Darius the Persian. There's also the Ahasuerus, aka and also Artaxerxes, or Xerxes, as you may remember from the 300 movies, the Persians. So right now we're talking about the time of the Medes. This is the time when Daniel is speaking in chapter 9. Read verse 3.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I set my face unto the Lord God, to seek by prayer and supplications, with fasting and sackcloth and ashes.
Read.
And I prayed unto the Lord my God, and made my confession, and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments.
So you're going to keep the covenant and mercy to them that love him. And that's the children of Israel. God will keep covenant with them. Hold that for a second. Let me get that in Deuteronomy chapter 7. Go to verse 6. We'll come right back there. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's read verse 6. We're going to read down.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he ain't choose everybody. God don't love everybody. Well, everybody be special. This verse wouldn't exist if God loved everyone. We wouldn't have this verse. Read on.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people.
God didn't choose us because we were the majority. It wasn't a numbers thing. Read.
For ye were the fewest of all people.
We would be the so-called minority. Come on.
But because the Lord loved you,
But it's just because he loved us and he don't love nobody else. Read.
and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers.
That's what we're reading about. That's what Daniel was speaking of. He would keep the oath sworn to our fathers. Read.
Hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
So that's why we were redeemed from Egypt. That's why we'll be redeemed from America. Because the Lord loves us and we'll seek his mercy. Read on. Next verse.
Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God,
Mm-hmm.
the faithful God,
God is faithful. We got to believe in him because he's faithful to us. Read.
which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
How many generations?
1,000 generations.
So his love lasts 1,000 generations. We have not reached that yet. 1,000 generations can pass and God's love will still be upon us. And that's what Daniel was speaking of. Read the next verse, verse 10.
And repayeth them that hate him to their face.
Ooh, and that's what we're going to deal with today. There are people that hate us. You know the so-called white man hates us. You know Esau hates us. But there are other people that hates us. All nations hate the children of Israel. And God says what? Read verse 10 again.
And repayeth them that hate him to their face.
He's going to repay them to their face. All those that hate God will be repaid to their face. And you can tell how much they hate God by how they treat God's special people, his chosen people, his representatives on the earth. How they are treated is how they feel about God. Read on.
To destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be slack to him that hateth him.
Mm.
He will repay him to his face.
So he's going to pay them back to their face. He's not going to be slack about it. That judgment will come whenever the Lord wants it to come. But when it arrives, it's going to be right on time. It's going to hurt. It's going to put you to shame. It's going to be right on time. Now go back to Daniel chapter 9, and we were at verse 4. Read that again, verse 4.
Book of Daniel chapter 9 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed unto the Lord my God, and made my confession, and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments.
That's the children of Israel, his special people. We are them that love him. We are them that keep the commandments of God. What is the church talking about? Not works. What is the church talking about? It's got to be works. Those are the commandments. It must be things you do that show him you love him. Read on.
We have sinned.
But when you don't do what's commanded of you, it's called sin. 1 John 3 and 4 tells you that. Read on.
And have committed iniquity.
We committed sin.
And have done wickedly.
Mm-hmm.
And have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
So we departed from the precepts. The church don't even teach precept upon precept. We know precept upon precept. That's what we just did. We just went to Deuteronomy, a precept to show what Daniel was talking about. It's the same covenant established when God said we were special above all people. Is the same thing, a precept to what we're reading here. Because we didn't respect that agreement and we didn't honor it, and we committed iniquity and wickedness. Watch what happens next. Verse 6.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets.
We ain't listened to the prophets. Hold that. Go to Jeremiah 44. The prophets is not T. Jakes. The prophets are not Al Sharpton. People you got to pay to show up. Give me Jeremiah 44 and let's go to verse 4.
Jeremiah chapter 44 verse 4.
Watch this.
Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets.
God sent his prophets. Read.
Rising early.
What time is it? Well, East Coast, it's early. It's early to me. It's dark outside. That's what we doing. We on here, and somebody going to be on here after me at 8, and then somebody's going to be after me at, what, about 10? Mid-morning message all day. The prophets will be up early. What we going to be saying? Read.
And sending them, saying,
What we going to be saying?
Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
And we go and tell the children of Israel, don't do the abominable thing that God hates. We rise up early. Read it again from the top.
Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets.
That's what God did. He sent his servants the prophets, the 12 tribes of the prophets. Read.
Rising early.
And we get up early. Read.
And sending them.
That's why some of these bum camps, I don't know if y'all the prophets. Y'all false prophets. I know some of them, just where we teach downtown Raleigh, they got a spot somewhere over there and we got our spot. We done by the time they show up on the Sabbath. It's already over with. I mean, you can teach whatever time you want. But the Bible says, what did it say again? Rise and win? Read again.
Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets. Rising early.
You got to get up off the couch. The couch is uncomfortable. Maybe you can't roll up, it's a roll up. You got to fold the couch back in. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's a futon or something like that, or some type of contraption. Sleeping bag. You got to roll up the sleeping bag when you're done. You got to get up. Go out early. They'll tell you who the prophets is. We up early. We just had a blitz in Raleigh this weekend. We down there early. People was looking at us early. We taught all day. And then we left. And after we left, then the other camps probably showed up. I'm not talking about all camps, but, the ones that hate us, you know who you are. The ones looking at our Ladies in Waiting program and lusting, you know who you are. The bums. Drop that. Go back to where we was at, Daniel. Prophets supposed to come and rise early. And the only prophets are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right, go ahead. Daniel 9 and 6.
Daniel chapter 9 verse 6.
Come on.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets.
We didn't. So Daniel said the people of Israel did not listen to the servants that rose up early to warn us about abominations. We didn't listen to them. Read.
Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
So none of that happened. Read on. What happened next?
O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee.
God, everything you do is righteous. You define what righteousness is, Lord. Read.
But unto us, confusion of faces.
Now, we have confusion of faces. Haji Firuz is an example of confusion of faces. Read.
As at this day, to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel.
All Israel.
That are near.
That are near. This is the part we want to focus on. All Israel that are near. Go on.
And that are far off.
And then there's some scattered. There's some that are near and some that are far away. Read.
Through all the countries. Through all the countries whither thou hast driven them.
All the countries where God has driven the children of Israel. Read. We have confusion of face. Come on.
Because of their trespass, that they have trespassed against thee.
Because of what we've done to God, we're confused in the face in the different countries, whether we've been driven rather near or far. And that's all a matter of perspective. Near, if you just look at Jerusalem, for example, we would be far. We're in the Western Hemisphere. Jerusalem is in the Eastern. So nearer would be countries like, I don't know, Iran. Persia is a little nearer than America. Well, let's see. Let's talk about the Iranians. From there, I want to go to Baruch real quick Baruch in the Apocrypha. We're going to come back to Daniel later. Go to Baruch chapter 4, verse 24. A quick Google search, if you could spell it, a quick Google search is going to show you some images of who a Haji Firuz is. We're going to pull that up. Go to that real quick. Read that, Baruch.
84?
4 and 24, not 24.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 24. Like as now, the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity.
So all the people that surround Zion, the neighbors, they've seen your captivity. Elam saw. Elam is the forefather of the Persians. We'll get that. Read.
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our God.
So they're saying where they see our captivity, you will also see our salvation. Read.
Which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting.
Read on.
My children, suffer patiently.
You gotta what? Suffer patiently. That's hard to do. It's hard to suffer patiently. But that's what God tells us to do. Suffer patiently. Read.
Suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God.
This is from God, this judgment. The confusion of face is from God. Read.
For thine enemy hath persecuted thee.
So the enemy has persecuted you. Now we think Esau, but it's bigger than that. There's more people. All nations had us in slavery. Read.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
So we're going to see his destruction shortly, and we'll have our foot on his neck. Coming soon. Now, let's drop that. Go to Genesis 10. Let's talk about East Indians real quick. I might show an image real fast. Let's see what I want to show. Let's see. Yeah, let's go there real quick. Genesis 10, verse 1.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 1.
Come on.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
So this is the table of nations, as it's called, where you read about the origins of most nations in the Bible. Esau comes a little bit later. This is the origin of the major nations in the Bible. So there was a flood. Shem, Ham, and Japheth are the sons of Noah, the survivors of the flood, and the forefathers of all these 18 nations. Read.
And unto them were sons born after the flood.
Now jump to verse 22.
Verse 22. The children of Shem.
So these are Shemites. We are Shemites. We're not Hamites. But the so-called African Americans, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indians, and those scattered abroad victims of the transatlantic, sub-Saharan, and what we're going to talk about today, the Indian Ocean slave trade, are children of Shem. We are the Israelites. Read that in verse 22 again.
The children of Shem.
So here are some of the children of Shem. Go ahead.
Elam.
Elam is the forefather of the ancient Iran, or the modern Iranians, the modern East Indians. These are your Persians, the Iranians, and your East Indians. That's who they are. That's who they be. Read it again.
The children of Shem.
Children of Shem.
Elam.
Go ahead.
And Asher.
Asher.
And Arphaxad.
That's the Assyrians and the Kurds. Go ahead.
And Lud.
Lud.
And Aram.
Now, from there, I want to we're only focusing on Persia right now. Let's go to Ezra 1 and 1. Ezra in the Bible. Talk about a notable Persian. The whole book of Esther, that's Persian. That's the whole book of Esther. And the rest of Esther and the Apocrypha, that's Persian. A lot of y'all know that. Just in case someone new. Read that. Ezra 1 and 1.
The book of Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia.
So this is the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia. This takes place after Babylon and after the Medes. Matter of fact, I think we jump. Let me drop that. Let's go to Daniel 5:28. Let me go there first. Daniel 5:28.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 28.
Yep. Let's read that.
Perez, thy kingdom is divided.
This is the Lord speaking through Daniel, and he's addressing the king of Babylon. He says, what?
Perez,
Thy
kingdom is divided.
So the breakdown is, because there's different words, and Daniel's giving the explanation. He says, your kingdom is divided. Read.
And given to the Medes and Persians.
So the Babylonian Empire is destroyed now. It's about to be finished and will be given to the Medes first, and then the Persians, which is a dual empire. The Persians are stronger than the Medes. That's the next. So it starts with Babylon. Then it goes to the Medo-Persian Empire. We'll go to verse 30, same chapter.
Verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
And that night was Belshazzar,
Uh-huh.
the king of the Chaldeans, slain.
The king of the Chaldeans slain.
And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom.
So the Medes took the kingdom right after that. Read.
Being about 62 years old.
There you go. So that's what happened. Jump to the next chapter. This is Daniel chapter 6, verse 28. I didn't write this down, but this should show you progression.
The book of Daniel chapter 6 and verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius.
So Darius, he prospered during the reign of Darius. Read.
And in the reign of Cyrus the Persian.
So now you see there's a progression. Now it's Persia ruling. Now he's talking about Cyrus. Go back to Ezra 1 and 1 where we're at. Now it's Cyrus the Persian. So it went from Belshazzar, the king of Chaldeans, and there were other Babylonian kings. Then the Darius, king of the Medes, and then now we see Cyrus the Persian. Now let's go back to Cyrus the Persian. Ezra 1 and 1.
Ezra 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the first year of Cyrus king of Persia,
Mm-hmm.
that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus king of Persia,
Mm-hmm.
that he made a proclamation
Mm-hmm.
throughout all his kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and put it also in writing, saying,
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith Cyrus king of Persia,
Uh-huh.
the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem.
So that's showing that the Lord set this man up. Now he's the devil the Bible speaks of, but the Lord used him in certain times to do things for Israel. He's still a heathen though. But that's God moves kings. He sets up one, he sets down another. And these people were used to oppress us at one point. And they still do. Still do. Still do to this day. They rejoice over it. They love it. They had us in slavery more than just this one time. That's what we're going to talk about. So, Haji Firuz. I'd start with a pic. Let me see if I got a picture. Let's start with a photo. Let's zoom in on this. You zoom in on it. Give me a second. I need to stretch the screen. Bear with me. All right, here we go. All right. So, this is about Haji Firuz. Song of Spring. Lord Nowruz has come. Friends, spread this message. The new year has come again. This is a celebration of the new year. The Iranians have a celebration of the new year. The new year has come again. This spring be your good luck. The tulip fields be your joy. Haji Firuz song. Haji Firuz is the traditional herald of Nowruz. In this case, Haji does not refer to the Islamic title for those that have completed pilgrimage, but is a way to address a man respectfully, like using sir to address a gentleman in English without the person being a knight. Let's look at the second paragraph. He dresses in a distinct way. His face is covered in soot. This sounds familiar. His face is covered in soot, and he is clad in bright red clothes and a felt hat. While ushering in Nowruz, Haji Firuz plays a tambourine and sings. People of all ages gather around him and his troupe of musicians and listen to them play the drum, saz, or kamaklek, and dance through the streets with tambourines and trumpets, spreading good blah, blah, blah. And I heard something in there. It says his face has soot on it, like a chimney. I know somebody that. White folks try to pass off to us like he got soot on his face. Let's scroll down this article. I'm going to scroll down in this. And I'm going to pull it back up. They got an image. Tell me comments if you've seen something like this before. Now, this is Iran. This isn't Europe. Because remember, you got somebody named Zwarte Piet. Zwarte Piet, native to the Netherlands. That's a European. That's the white man. We're not talking about them. This is Iran. Totally different people. Not really. They're not friends with Esau or anything like that. You know, Trump trying to go to war with them right now over some enriched uranium and all that good stuff. Let's go back to that article. Who or what is Haji Firuz? Oh my God, it's blackface. It's black people. I am so. Wow. Wow. Did you see that coming? Did you know that Iran was racist too? Did you know Iran had that going on? Let me zoom in and pull that back up. Tell me if you heard this one before. Those of you that's been my IUIC for a minute, if you ever heard of Zwarte Piet and Santa Claus and Christmas, just the origin of Christmas. You think that's a Christian thing? Here's what Haji Firuz is singing in Iranian streets. It said, remember, it said singing songs of cheer and the news of the coming new year. His songs and the sight of his dance is similar to hearing Christmas carols, telling all that Nowruz is in the air. Haji Firuz creates a happy atmosphere, as it is believed that the families are not happy. The Fravishis, souls of departed loved ones who have come down to earth for the holiday, will leave, which is a whole bunch of BS. That's not what this is about. I'm going to jump down to the paragraph that says, the blackness of his skin. The blackness of his skin has been the source of some controversy over the racist aspect of a person with black face. It says an Iranian scholar, it says Miradad Bahar, an Iranian scholar, that the face covered with soot, and I heard that crap before, is not racist in the Western sense of a white man with a painted black face, and is derived from ancient blah, 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 blah. He starts lying. You know, first thing they do, and they got this from Caucasian, they just start lying. Nah, it's soot. Because why? Somebody got offended. They say, hey, y'all can't, white man come back. He's like, hey, listen, we done changed it over here in America. We got elves, the green. We got a whole market, money, you know, y'all got to change that up. Tell them it's soot. Tell them it's charcoal. Tell them it's from the chimney. Let's look at his bottom paragraph. I'm going to zoom in some more. I want to look at this. Bear with me. I'm struggling on this. I don't think I'm going to zoom in anymore. What I want to do is show you this bottom paragraph. Look at the third paragraph. It's going to say another Iranian scholar, Jafar, which is funny. Because this is, well, I'll tell you later. If you think about Jafar, where do you know a famous Jafar? What movie? Jafar. It says another Iranian scholar, Jafar Shahari, suggests that Haji Firuz is a more recent addition to the Nowruz tradition, based on the fact that many of the songs refer to a master. A master. He associates Haji Firuz with African slave who came to Iran to serve fairer Iranian masters, fairer meaning light skin, lighter skin, during the Qajar dynasty. Many wealthy households imported black African women and children as slaves. What are we talking about here? So which one do you believe? Move that up for me. Which one do you believe? Do you think he was covered in soot? Or are those African slaves? Now we know what the Netherlands was about. They say, oh, he went down the chimney, he got real black, and somehow his lips are red and swollen. No. No. Go back up. What we're dealing with is, go back to the picture. What we're dealing with is African slaves being mocked. They're being mocked. Keep going. All right, right there. Watch this. So at the bottom, it says, many wealthy households imported black African women and children as slaves to perform domestic work. This slave labor was drawn exclusively from the Jan, if y'all remember that word, who were Bantu-speaking peoples that lived along the coast of East Africa in an area roughly comprising modern-day Tanzania, Mozambique, and Malawi. Well. I gotta read that part again. This is the bottom. I don't have like a little highlight cursor. I'm not good with it yet. It says this slave labor was drawn exclusively from the Zanj. If you know anything about the slave trade to China, to the east, that's the Zanj. That's black folks sent to the east. It says who were Bantu. You know the Bantus are the Israelites. That's us. Who were Bantu-speaking peoples that lived along the coast of East Africa in an area roughly comprising modern-day Tanzania, Mozambique, and Malawi. And let's look at that picture again. Now, where have I seen that picture? Hold on, I know I seen that before. Oh, here's where I seen it. That's Swarte Pete. Now, this isn't Haji Firuz. It's the same thing. They're doing it in Iran. I'm going to show you the article. They're doing the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. And it's about the exact same thing. Look at this. This is another picture. Now, this is the Netherlands now. This is the Netherlands. That's what they did in Europe. They do to this day in Europe. They put on a wig. Now, no one falls in the chimney and gets Negro hair. No one falls in the chimney and gets an afro. No one falls down the chimney and gets red lips. Caucasians don't even have lips, allegedly. They have slits in their faces through which they consume food and drink beverages. They don't even have lips. So you don't fall down a chimney and just... No, this is mockery. Because they defeated us and enslaved us in a time the 14 to 1500s. I'll say 13 to 1500s. So I'm going to drop that down. Let's see. Now look at this. I think I'm gonna go here next. Yeah. This is about what we just talked about. So you see Haji Firuz, it's a blackface image that the Iranians use for their New Year. It says the servitude theory of Haji Firuz suggests that the character may have origins linked to enslaved African people in Persian history. Particularly, so it can't be soot because ChatGPT said it's not soot, y'all. ChatGPT said it is not soot. These are African slaves. It says enslaved African people in Persian history, particularly during the Safavid 1501 to 1736 and the Qajar 1789 to 1925 dynasties, when the Persian Gulf was a major hub in the Indian Ocean slave trade. This theory is based on historical records indicating that black Africans were brought to Iran as slaves, often serving as musicians, entertainers, and household workers. Real quick, give me that in Psalms 137. You're going to see everywhere we go, they want a song. They want to dance. That's how you know you conquer the people. Now, I'm not sure they slaves yet. Will they sing and dance for you? Oh, they singing and dancing? Will they entertain you? Oh, they entertaining? Oh, they slaves now. All that godhood, all that power gone. If they singing and dancing for you, all the power's gone. Psalms 137, you know the one?
Yeah, one.
Yeah, we can start verse. Sure. Wait, verse 1.
Psalm chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
So when we get off them ships, hold that. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. We get off them ships, we're going to weep. Let's go to 15, which is going with what we read in Daniel. We sin. And then what happened to us? Deuteronomy 28:15. Now go 64 to 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass,
Mm-hmm.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
If
God,
you don't listen to God,
to observe to do all his commandments,
you got to do all the commandments. Read.
and his statutes,
And his statutes.
which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You have curses come upon you. You have curses on you, and they'll overtake you. Verse 64. Verse 64.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
One of the curses to be scattered among all people. Read.
from the one end of the earth
So you be scattered from one end of the earth
even unto the other.
to another end of the earth. That would be even Persia. Now, of course, it'll be America where we are now. But that's Persia. That's East India. Other areas. We're in Iraq. There's Afro-Iraqis. There are Afro-Iranians. I think got some images of those. Come on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known,
You won't know them. They're not familiar to you. These gods you worship. Read.
even wood and stone,
The wood is Christianity. The stone is one of the primary religions of these East Indians, these Persians, Islam. Islam. These are this stuff is linked to Islam. Now go back to Psalms 130. Oh no, Deuteronomy 28, 68. 68.
verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How?
With ships.
With ships. Check this out right here. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So where did the ships go? Now we know the ships came to the Americas. North, Central, and South America and the islands of the Caribbeans. But look at this. What they don't show you in school. The Indian Ocean, African slave trade, the 1500s to the 1900s. To the 1900s. We just left the 1900s. About 25 years ago, we were in the 1900s. That was not that long ago. Look at that. Down at the bottom, you see Madagascar. I was just there on the Quest 8. Shout out to all my brothers on the Quest. It's Reunion, where they did not want us to go. Mauritius, we were there as well. That's part of the Indian Ocean slave trade. So we spent a great deal of time in the Indian Ocean. Tanzania, Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia, Yemen. Then you go up. You see India, Pakistan, Iran. These are the Persians. These are your Persians. That's at the very top, in the middle. My cursor, you can't see my cursor. But very top, you see these arrows leading up. At the top, Iran, Pakistan, India, in your upper right-hand corner. This is the Indian Ocean slave trade. Read that again in Deuteronomy 28.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
We'll be brought into Egypt how?
With ships.
This is how we were brought into captivity. The Egypt is captivity. And you see an arrow literally pointing to Egypt in the middle. And you have some literal slaves over there in Egypt that we were brought to Egypt as well. We brought everywhere. Go to Isaiah 11 and 11. The scriptures tell you. Oh, we'll finish that and then we'll go to Isaiah 11 and 11.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Come on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You won't see Jerusalem as your homeland again. Read.
And there,
Getting off the ships.
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
No matter where you are, you're sold to your enemies. You're in India, enemies. Pakistan, enemies. Iran, enemies. These are the Carmanians in the Bible. You reading the Apocrypha, they called them the Carmanians. They're your enemies. Read.
For bondmen
And you were slaves to them. Read.
and bondwomen,
You were slaves, women as well.
and no man shall buy
And
you.
that's what we were just reading. That's what we were just reading about. Let me pull that back up. We'll drop that down. And give me that, what I just called.
Isaiah 11.
Before we get there, go back to Psalms 137. I did call it. Psalms 137.
Psalms 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
So we got off the ships, we wept. Read.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof.
This is sorrow. Come on.
For there they that carried us away captive.
Many carried us away captive. Yes, the Americas, we were there primarily. But many carried us away captive. Read.
Required of us a song.
Read it again, verse 3.
For there
When we got off the ships,
they that carried us away captive
whether it was Europeans or Persians, read.
required of us a song.
We need you to sing. I want to hear you sing, boy. Whatever language it was, we need to hear you sing. Read.
And they that wasted us
Destroyed us.
required of us mirth,
laughter, happiness, comedy, entertainment, athletics, sports, distractions. This required. The Lord requires us to keep the commandments. The enemies require you to entertain them. It's a requirement. Or die. If you ain't funny, you ain't laughing, or you ain't making me laugh, if you're not making me smile, you gotta die. That's what the rule is. Come on.
Sing required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
It says, sing us one of the songs of Zion. Read.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
Now we're going to sing the Lord's song in a strange land. Now we know this is primarily dealing with Edom. As you read down, it's going to tell you that Edom is the daughter of Babylon. This primarily. But wherever we got off the ships, same thing happened. They're little mini Babylons. They want to be just like the so-called white man. So when we got off the ship, we need to be entertained. Y'all ain't singing yet. You got your working, but I need to hear some songs, some humming or something. Watch this. It says, the servitude theory of Haji Firuz suggests that the character may have origins linked to enslaved African people in Persian history, particularly during the Safid 1501 and 1736 and the Qajar 1789 to 1925 dynasties, which we just showed. That's when the Indian Ocean slave trade was taking place. That time period, from the 1500s to the 1900s. It says, when the Persian Gulf was a major hub in the Indian Ocean slave trade. This theory is based on historical records indicating that black Africans were brought to Iran as slaves. That's Haji Firuz. These are Iranian slaves, often serving as musicians. We need to hear you sing and dance. Entertainers. We need to see you dribble that ball or whatever. Or household workers. It's your regular house N-words. It says, let's see. Enslaved Africans in Persian history. I'm down here at number 1. It says, from the 9th century onward, enslaved people from East Africa, often referred to as Zang or Habashi, were brought to Iran, Iraq, and the Arabian Peninsula via the Indian Ocean slave trade. Then it says, many were integrated into Persian society as laborers, soldiers, and entertainers. What are we doing in America? We are mainly laborers, soldiers, and entertainers. Some even gained prominence, similar to the Mamluks in Egypt, though most remained in servitude. All right. So I'm going to drop that down. There's a little bit more on that, but I'm going to drop that down. Interest of time, because, I already started a little bit late. I'm going to go to this. This is an excerpt. Matter of fact, I'm going to go straight to... I'm going to try a screen share. Hopefully y'all can see this. And it don't go crazy. All right, share my screen. Y'all let me know if y'all can see this. So this is from The Guardian. The face of African slavery in Qajar, Iran in pictures. Let's see if all right, looks like y'all can see it. So, the face of African slavery in Qajar, Iran in pictures. Anthropologist Pedram, last name I cannot say, has embarked on a new and controversial topic in Iranian studies. It's controversial because they don't want you to know about it. Developing a narrative on African slavery in Persia through archival photography, interviews, and scattered texts. Here he curates from his Bergening collection, whatever that means. Means here's a whole bunch of pictures you were never supposed to see. What would you look at that? African slave in Iran. Shout out to you, what do you call them dudes? You fez wearing brothers. You fez wearing brothers. You Noble Jew Ali following brothers. What do you call them? Moors. You think you're modern Moors. I don't need no driver's license. Whatever. That's where you get that stupid hat from. You get your stupid fez you won't take off in the shower. All your wisdom. Well, you look at this. I'm going to read this. It says, the African slave trade in the Persian Gulf began well before the Islamic period. Medieval accounts refer sporadically to slaves working as household servants, bodyguards, militiamen, sailors in the Persian Gulf, including what is today southern Iran. The practice lasted, and evolved through many centuries in Iran's modern histories. Africans were integral to elite households. Black men were mostly what? Eunuchs. That means these men were castrated. They cut off their rod. They hate you, if you didn't know. It says black men were mostly eunuchs working inside the king's harem. That means where they collect all their women, those nasty Persian women. Houses, while black women were servants to Iranian women. I told you, it's confusion of faces. It says African slaves in Iran during the Qajar era were often eunuchs. Look at this. Their dress suggests that they belonged to the king or high-ranking members of his court from the right, and they names them. These are most likely eunuchs, y'all. Our brothers castrated. Our brothers castrated. So I hope y'all can still see everything. I hope it didn't blank out on you. I'm going to go back. I think it did blank out. Let me try it again. Dang, unfortunately it kind of blanked out on me. So I had some pictures of it. But the screen share kind of failed. I'm going to have to redo it, see if I can fix it up real quick. Don't get on IT too bad because it's me. Hey, redo it real quick for me. So I want y'all to see the pictures of the eunuchs. I'm going to read the script real quick. I'm going to go back to Daniel real fast. This is Daniel. And this topic, I can't go all, maybe another time I'll touch on some more. For sure, we just recorded a radio show, Armor God Radio. Shout out to Armor God Radio, IUIC Raleigh. We're going to drop it soon. Dealing with this in depth and how this links back to the genies of Aladdin, the genies of 1,000 years of longing. All this is connected because this is where you get genies from. Think about it. Big buff, and usually they're depicted as black men. Wasn't Will Smith the genie in the Aladdin movie, the modern one? Wasn't there a movie called Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal? Wasn't there allegedly another movie called Shazam with Sinbad? People confused it. Did it ever exist? Multiple movies with genies depict. Idris Elba was the genie in 1,000 Years of Longing. Why all these black men genies? Oh, it's just stylistic choices? No, it's black slaves. What's the lamp? Them hiding you. Hiding you. This captivity is hiding you. All right, cancel that. It look crazy. All right. You got it?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, so Daniel chapter 9. Trying to get my thing right. Daniel chapter 9, verse 8. It says, O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. So that's confusion of face. We got something called Haji Firuz. You don't know what this is. You don't know what it's about. All right, we got the image up. Let's check this out. So this is what I was talking about earlier. These are the eunuchs. It says African slaves in, this is underneath the image. African slaves in Iran during the Qajar era were often eunuchs. There's 6 eunuchs right there. I think one in the middle might be the master. Kind of hard to see. But I think the fellow in the middle is likely the master of the eunuchs. I would guess. Yeah, he looks Persian to me. I know the Persians. Here you are as soldiers. Our ancestors. You're either going to entertain, sing, and you better not complain. You're going to entertain, you better not complain. You're going to be doing something. So there's a lot of images. I hope it's scrolling. There's a lot of images of us in Iran as slaves. There's a man with an infant. Scroll down some more. And you see the little babies, a whole bunch of Iranian babies, and then one little Negro baby down there at the bottom. What are you doing there? Look like you got fringes in the border of blue. I know I ain't tripping. They look like fringes in the border. I don't know what that is. They don't got it. He got it. You got one little Iranian baby. I mean, one little Afro-Iranian baby down there. How'd he get there? Haji Firuz. Here you see a bunch of Iranians, it looks like, with a couple of scattered Negroes in there. You're not going to learn this in school. They're not going to teach you that. He says 5 African slaves, 5 African slaves include 2 adults. And they say probably Ethiopian, 3 adolescents. Then they start to name them. This happened. And they say, oh, well, everybody went into slavery. No. Let's say it like this. Okay, maybe everyone had a certain aspect of being enslaved to somebody at some point. But we were enslaved by everybody. You get the difference? Yeah, everybody might have been enslaved to one group of people. But we were enslaved by all groups of people. We can find this history anywhere. Easily. Here's more black slaves in Iran. Here's more black slaves and little black slaves in Iran. With the little stupid fezzes that you Morris brothers with your compasses and your deepness. Look at this brother. You probably seen this brother at Walmart the other day. Sitting there with his Iranian master. This is his personal African slave, Jofa. These are real people. These are real images. This ain't no chat GTP or nothing. Or Midjourney. It's straight up historical images. This is where you get your Haji Firuz. Now, I'm going to drop this article. I'm going to go to this next one. Bam! Racism right in your face. Right there. Is Haji Firuz an Iranian blackface? Give me Psalms 44. We got to deal with it. Give me Psalms 44. Is Haji Firuz, this is the answer, an Iranian blackface and therefore racist, or is it because it's supposed to show him as dirty from soot like some people claim? Based on what we've been bringing out, brothers and sisters tuning in, what you think? Do you think this is a man covered in soot, or these depictions of slaves brought to Iran, just like the slaves of the Netherlands, just like the slaves? And if you go to check out our channel again, I'm shamelessly plugging IUIC Raleigh, but we have another class from AOG where we dealt with. It's called Oive, where it's not just the Netherlands that had a version of Zwarte Piet. All European nations had different versions of the same guy. They depicted us as black, monsterish sometimes. When you look at the Haji Firuz, sometimes they display him like this. Don't that like the little monkey from Aladdin? That's the little monkey from Aladdin. That's Aladdin himself and the little monkey. Little monkey dressed like that. And don't they call us monkeys? Y'all don't know they mock us. Read that Isaiah 44:14 real quick. Not Isaiah, Psalms 44.
Right. Psalms chapter 44, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
You make us a byword among the heathen. We are made fun of by the heathen. Read.
A shaking of the head among the people.
The people shake their head at us. This is them. Look at that Persian dude. He said, yeah, and they love to laugh at it. These are called minstrel shows. Again, in the radio show, we're going to touch on this a lot more. We got proof that not only they have shows, this is the only link to our history in Iran that still remains they didn't erase. I don't know if there's more to this article. Yeah, see, even in the comments, they're like, this is the same thing as Santa Claus. If y'all can see that. This is exactly the same as Santa Claus. This is Santa Claus down here. He said, I'm really curious if there's a connection. Duh! No, duh! I wonder if there's a connection, but you wouldn't. The confusion of face keeps you from drawing a conclusion. Even the white folks that's looking at this, it's like, I wonder if there's a connection. No, listen. I'll tell you, as a prophet, it's a connection. It's the same thing. It's not soot. It's the same thing. They're laughing at us. The Dutch laugh at us and the Iranians laugh at us. Keep reading in Psalms 44. I'm going to drop that down. A lot of good history.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
What did he do? God made us a byword among the heathen. Read.
A shaking of the head among the people.
And the people shake their head at us. The people means the nations. Read.
My confusion is continually before me.
So the confusion is the confusion of face. Is that us? Are they making fun of us? If you went to Iran and they didn't kill you, if you went to Iran and had them go and do that festival, the New Year's, you'd be so offended, and they would probably beat your behind like they do in the Netherlands. Netherlands, they whoop your behind. In the Netherlands, they wish you would say something about their holiday. They beat your behind. Come on.
And what my confusion is continually before me.
I don't know who I am. I don't know if they're making fun of me.
And the shame of my face have covered me.
This is shameful. Come on.
For the voice of him that reproacheth and blasphemeth, by reason of the enemy and avenger.
Mm-hmm.
All this is come upon us.
Mm-hmm.
Yet have we not forgotten thee. Neither have we dealt falsely in thy covenant.
Where you at? Which verse?
Verse 17.
Okay. Just read verse 14 one more time. No, read 13. I want 13 again. Look
Verse
at
13.
Now look at this. Again, I don't got time to go into it the way I want to, but we got a radio show, and I might touch on it. If I get to teach history in the AM again, I'll go back to it. But look at this image. Tell me what this is. Now this, my son over there, Aiden, he made this. Don't it make sense now? The genie in the lamp. Give me the lamp real quick. Give me Proverbs 6:23. Don't it make sense? So you got a powerful being, a god basically, gets locked away, hidden in a lamp. And if you so happen to open it, or a bottle, some stories say a bottle, if you so happen to open that thing, poof, he's gonna come out, and then he serves you. And then he serves you. He's trapped in a container that's stealing his powers and magic, and then you use that, you hold that thing, and that controls him, and he just grants you wishes, like coming up with architecture, or coming up with inventions in America, and the patent office steals them, or entertains you, or they're the best sports players. And I think we're the genies. I think we're the genies in Aladdin. I got proof of it. In the radio show, we got proof of it. We the genies in Aladdin. But read what you got real quick.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23.
Come on.
For the commandment is a lamp.
The commandment is what?
A lamp.
Oh, it's a lamp. Read.
And the law is light.
And it's the light. The law is light. Go
And
ahead.
reproofs and instruction are the way of life.
Yeah. So, hey, that's one way to look at it. I'll just say it like that. That's one way to look at it. We know the lamp, that's what's going to guide our path back to righteousness. We're going to figure out who we are. Go to real quick. Go to Psalms 83. Man, time flew. Go to Psalms 83, verse 1.
Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God.
God, don't be silent at this. Look at all these atrocities. Look at what they did. Let me pull it back up. I got to pull that back up. Read it again.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
God, don't keep silence at crap like this. We need you to speak on this, Lord. Read.
Hold not thy peace,
Don't hold your peace, Lord.
and be not still, O God.
Don't be still, God.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult,
These are your enemies, Lord.
and they that hate thee
All the nations that hate you.
have lifted up the head.
All these nations are prideful. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
This is crafty counsel. This is crafty counsel. Read.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they've consulted against the hidden ones. The Israelites have been consulted against. Read.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
I think there's more to this. I really want to go to the rest of this. Well, keep going. Read.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
So that's what you're seeing here. Come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So that we make these people forget who they are. These people need to forget who they are. That's what you're seeing here. Come on. You keep reading. It's going to tell you.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
They don't want us to be remembered. Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
That's where there's a link. That's like comment. It said, I wonder if this is related. Read that part again.
They are confederate against
That's
thee.
why there's an image with Santa Claus in the Netherlands, and there's an image in the holiday here. Around the same time, it's basically the same Christmas. It's basically the same deliverance they're celebrating. It's the same thing. This is the Confederacy. Never tell the Negroes who they are. Never let them know who they are. But we're going to laugh about it. All right, drop that. You know it's going to go into the tabernacles of Edom. But watch this. I want to go to Revelation 11 and 8. Because, you know, you read down the Psalms 83, it's going to say the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. But this is Elam. Let's see if Elam's covered in this as well. Let's see if Elam's covered in this. Go Revelation 11 and 8.
The book of Revelation chapter 11 verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And their dead bodies
That's the Israelites. Our spiritually dead bodies. Read.
shall lie in the street of the great city,
Now, you know that's America. Read.
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Because America is full of homosexuality. And it's Egypt. We built it like we built Egypt. Read.
Where
Full of
also,
obelisks and Egyptian monuments and pyramids and stuff. Read.
where also our Lord was crucified.
Spiritually, our Lord Christ was crucified. They destroyed his image. Read.
And they of the people.
And now this part I want. They were?
And they of the people.
The rest of the people. You Iranians. And everyone else. Read.
And kindreds.
And kindreds.
And tongues.
And tongues.
And nations.
You Iranians. You Persians. You Elamites. Read.
Shall see their dead bodies.
You see our spiritually dead bodies. Read.
3 days and a half.
350 years is what the 3 days and a half is. Which is within the time period of the Indian Ocean slave trade. Well, look at that. You saw our dead bodies. And what did they do? Read.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Get up and dance. I need to see some mirth. I'm not just going to let you be dead. Get up. Get in my religion. Become Islam. I definitely will touch on it another time because Islam is deeply tied to this. I ain't get to touch on it. Time is short. Read on.
Verse 10.
Yep.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry.
This is what we're seeing here. Because I got this videos. Thought I had more. But they rejoice and they make merry over it. They're happy about it. Come on.
And shall send gifts one to another.
This is just like Christmas. They're going to send gifts. They're going to send portions. Come on. The gifts were the slaves. Let me go back to the article again. You'll see all the gifts. Give me a second. These are the gifts. These are the gifts. It says, I'm going to read this one. It says, this photo was probably taken by Masood Mizar Zelat Zoltan, governor. This is 1850 to 1918. Slavery was not that long ago. Governor of Ishfala, the eldest son of Nasir. I'm going to skip down a little bit. It says, middle of the chair. And so it says, his son, Bahram, sits in the middle of the chair. That's his son. That's a little Persian son. And it says, sitting on the right, and 8 African eunuchs. They're probably his present. They probably belong to that little boy. Probably. That's probably the little boy slaves. Like, look what I got my little boy. Look at them gifts. It says, and they are young themselves, and guess what they are? Eunuchs. All of them been castrated. They cut their rods off. Them little boys. All eunuchs. To guard a harem of women or just to be trusted servants. They were all castrated. Don't you think the Lord going to hold them accountable for that? Absolutely he will. Go to Isaiah 11:11 real quick. The Lord going to hold you all accountable for that. You're going to pay. Because castration is evil. What you did to our people was torture, and you shall reap the judgment. Go back. You got it? Read what you got. Isaiah 11:11.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 11.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
Going to recover the remnant of his people. Read.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
From Assyria, which is where? That's Turkey.
And from Egypt.
And from Egypt. That's Lower Egypt. Also, read.
And from Pathros.
That's your Sudan. Come on.
And from Cush.
And from Ethiopia.
And from Elam.
Where are we?
Elam.
Christ's going to come and get us out of Elam. There are still Afro-Iranians there in Elam. Still suffering. Some of them are probably still slaves. That was 1918. We see pictures of castration. That wasn't that long ago when they were castrating males. They just stopped. Oh, now we good now. We stopped. Psst, please. There's still slavery in Mauritania. There's still slavery in Saudi Arabia. You know there's still some slavery going over there. I just ain't got time to go into it. It's all hidden history. We keep going. I'm sure Deacon Ithon touched on it a million times. But come on.
And from Shinar.
Shinar, that's Iraq, right next door. Remember home?
And from Hamath.
That's Syria.
And from the islands of the sea.
Like Cape Verde or where I was in Madagascar. And there's many other, Papua New Guinea. All these are the islands that the bishops and deacons have been. And we bringing out the word of God so that the Lord will come and get the remnant and deliver them out of captivity. And then we got to pay the people back. Zechariah 1:15, real quick. A couple quick scriptures, then I'm going to close it out. Zechariah 1:15. Zechariah 1:15.
Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. and I am very sore displeased
I'm really upset. I'm very sore displeased. Read.
with the heathen
With you Elamites, you Moabites, you Japhites, all of you. Read.
that are at ease.
That are at ease right now. They're real comfortable with your slaves, with your feet propped up with my people. Come on.
For I was but a little displeased,
I was only a little angry at my people. Read.
and they helped forward the affliction.
But you made the affliction worse. Cast eunuchs. You made it worse. He ain't say make all my sons eunuchs. He said put them in slavery, yes. But you wouldn't made everyone a eunuch. You wouldn't probably make bed wenches out of all the women. Because if you castrated the males, you know you're raping the females. And the children. And the little boys probably too. I heard that, I know one of the officers was going, Officer Pelayo was talking about it. There's a custom where they rape boys. They got a whole name for it. I touch on it, the radio show or another class. Read it again.
I am very sore displeased with the
I was
heathen,
very angry. At who?
with the heathen
With you heathen.
that are at ease.
That are comfortable. Come on.
For I was but a little displeased,
I was only a little angry at my people.
and they helped forward the affliction.
But you made the affliction worse. So what you think God gonna do to you? What you think He's gonna do to you? Let's read it. Go to Joel chapter 3. Let's see what God gonna do to you. What the Lord gonna do to the heathen that He's very angry at. Joel chapter 3.
3.
2.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
I will also
Now,
gather.
sir, verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yep.
For behold,
Mhm.
in those days, and in that time,
In those days and in that time,
when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem,
that means we'll be delivered out of slavery. When He's finally done with the heathen and we've repented and kept God's commandments, He's going to bring again our captivity, meaning He's going to deliver us. Read.
I will also gather all nations.
Which nations?
All nations.
Not just the white man, not just the Hamite, not just the Ishmaelite, but you Elamites, you Iranians, you Carmanians, you Pakistanis, you what was the other one? You modern Persians. Come on.
all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of
I need you
Jehoshaphat,
to come here. Come down to Jehoshaphat real quick. Read.
and will plead with them
Hold
there.
that. Give me Isaiah 66. Hold that. Go to Isaiah 66. You say you're going to plead with them there. 66:15. 66:15. Isaiah 60. What does it mean plead? You going to beg you? He ain't going to beg you to do nothing. He going to burn you. I'll read it real quick. You stay where you at. Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by a sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. That's what it means for the Lord to plead. He'll kill many. Read where you at.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations.
So all nations going to get the slaughter from the Lord. His anger manifested through fire. Read.
And will bring them down into the pit. Bring them
valley?
down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Uh-huh.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel,
He'll be slaughtering many of them. Nuclear warfare going to take place. Read.
whom they have scattered among the nations.
Scattered among the nations like the Palestinians. Scattered among the nations like the so-called white men in Israel. Scattered among the Persians. Scattered among the Iranians. Read.
And parted my land.
And then you divide the land up. Verse 3.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Sold my people as slaves. Read.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
You made boys breeders.
And sold a girl for wine.
And made girls into harlots. Read.
That they might drink.
Now watch this. Jump. I want verse 10.
Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Hmm?
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Get ready to go to war, nations. Get ready to go to war, Elam. Read.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Hmm?
Assemble yourselves.
Assemble. Read.
And come, all ye heathen.
Who?
All ye heathen.
All the heathen need to come. Read.
And gather yourselves together round about. Thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
Bring the chiefest of your armies. Read.
Let the heathen be wakened.
Wake the heathen up. Give them their old spirit back where they want to fight. Read.
And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Come to the valley. Read.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
God going to judge all the heathen round about. One more scripture. Revelation 13 and 9. So there he going to sit and judge all the heathen. Elam, Persians, Iranians, or Carmanians. What do you want to go by? Alibaba, what do you want to go by? Aladdin and all his people getting judged. All y'all getting judged. Come on. Revelation 13, 9, 10.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Come on.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity
Yeah, let's go put it back on the screen. You did. You put us in captivity. Read.
shall go into captivity.
All Iranians are going into slavery, thus saith the Lord. Read.
He that killeth with the sword
They killed us as well with the sword.
must be killed with the sword.
That's what God says. Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's all praise to the Most High. Now you can sleep good at night. Or wake up and get some breakfast. But that's the patience and the faith of the saints, the Israelites. All praise to the Most High. Hey, I'm Officer Ray Well with IUIC Raleigh. That's the answer to who or what is Haji Firuz. It's African slaves during the Indian Ocean slave trade. And it's a mockery to us. And God's going to hold all of them accountable. All praises to the Most High God. Hey, that's my reader, Aiden. Most High Christ bless y'all. Hey, subscribe to IUIC Raleigh. We right now subscribe to IUIC Raleigh 2. They shut down our main page again for the 50th time for no reason. Subscribe to IUIC Raleigh 2. Check out Escaping the Plantation 2.0 later on today. Captain Gedaliah, Captain Josiah, and the rest of the mighty men. Hey, Most High Christ bless you all. Don't forget to donate. Donate. Shalom, y'all.